What's up guys, and welcome back to Unqualified Critics. This is actually my second time recording this video. First time I went through it, I just assumed we weren't getting the complete games list yet, because this isn't a proper announcement. This is just a page listing going live on a website. Well, I was wrong. Thankfully, we do get the full games listing. I don't know why Arcade1up buries the lead on this stuff. This is pretty exciting. I don't know why they wouldn't produce a video for this or do some kind of proper announcement. But whatever, the point is, we're getting the games list. We know now the titles on Killer Instinct. There is a surprise there. And Ridge Racer, we know when pre-orders are coming. The story here, really, Killer Instinct, Tron, and Ridge Racer, pre-orders are opening soon. Ridge Racer is maybe a little bit of a surprise. I don't know that it was for sure that was coming this calendar year, but it looks like it is. Let's look at Ridge Racer first, coming 11/22. It does have a light up marquee, which might seem obvious, but it has this nifty little marquee box on the top that looks like the original hardware. And I did wonder if they were going to bother lighting that or not. It looks like they are. Also, rumble steering for the first time ever from an Arcade1up. Very nice to have that. Now, that's not force feedback, but I don't believe any of these titles had force feedback. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm not actually very familiar with Ace Driver or Victory Lap, so I could be mistaken there, but I believe rumble is actually all we needed here, so very nice. Cabinet looks good, and it is Wi-Fi enabled for leaderboard. I find that a little confusing because if you look at the photo, there is a live button, and why would you need that just for leaderboard? It seems like overkill. I assumed when I saw the photos of the machine that the live button would mean online play, but apparently that's not the case. Unless, as is often the case, this listing is simply incomplete and they're going to add later, oh, by the way, Wi-Fi for online head-to-head play. Who knows? But the machine looks pretty exciting to me. I know, and I've seen in the comments for a lot of you, Ridge Racer is not a title that scratches that itch for you. Kind of boring, kind of bland. I like it. It holds a lot of nostalgic value for me. I'm also excited to see Rave Racer on this bad boy. So I'm pretty interested, but as always, we've got to wait and see what that price is. Tron, I think, when the leaks came out, I believe this was leaked at $5.99, but it may have been $6.99. Either way, we now know the machine has black lighting built in. Cabinet looks great. And you're simply getting, of course, just Tron and then discs of Tron. So do you like those games? Is that worth it for the money? And there's just not much to say here. I mean, it kind of is what it is. It's a very straightforward cabinet. It looks like they've done a fantastic job replicating original hardware. And I don't think these are renders. I think these are actually photos for once. And look how nicely recessed this monitor is into the machine. I mean, just like the original Tron. Not exactly just like, because you don't have the molding around it, but very similar. And they've done a wonderful job, as far as I can tell, on this design. Presuming you can see down into it and ergonomically you can stand there and play it. And speaking of that, for Killer Instinct, it is pre-order opening on 11/10, so very soon. The design hasn't changed, and I don't know if that's just because they're using an old render here or what, but I'm very disappointed to see that we are getting these little raised edges. That little ½ inch or so on either side, that's taking away from the width of the control panel. These are already small machines. I just don't know why they're sticking with that design. I can't imagine it's a cost thing because they've got other machines that don't share that design. In fact, they only brought this out for the legacy cabinets, and then for it to stick around for something like Killer Instinct is kind of goofy. I do like how they've handled the marquee. I like how it's tilted. I like how it does protrude, but not so far that it probably detracts from being able to see the screen. And I like how the marquee is basically aligned with the edges of the front of the cabinet. So overall, I think the design looks great, except these goofball edges. And as you guys know, I would have liked to have seen a tilting of this control panel, but we're not getting that. That's okay. I can live with that. Now let's look at the games list. So Killer Instinct 1 and 2, Battletoads Arcade, and then Battletoads 8-bit and Battletoads 16-bit. So the different versions of this console game. To me, that's not that exciting. I don't know what happened to Double Dragon and Battletoads. Maybe they're going to be adding that later. We know there was a surprise. I hope that is the case. I would say these are weak additions. I think they could have just stopped here and then give us the Double Dragon and Battletoads and called it a day. What do you guys think? The elusive rare Arcade1up cabinet, huge licensing win to get this from Rare to recreate the Killer Instinct cabinet at all. Frankly, they could have put KI 1 and 2 on here and really called it a day, and I think people would have bought this thing like crazy. But of these 3 titles, what are you pre-ordering? Ridge Racer, Tron, or Killer Instinct? And keep in mind, Arcade1up.com does have free shipping, finally, long overdue, but presumably this will show up at retailers too. And if you have a Target Red card, remember, you can get 5% off that way, but we don't know yet if any of these are showing up at Target. And hopefully Walmart will come and save the day like they did with Simpsons and undercut a little bit on price if these come in on the more expensive side, which I expect they will. Let me know in the comments what you're getting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.